So is riding down here in Australia something on your bucket list? Then this could be just the trip you're looking for. Thanks to Freedom Bike Tours and Ride the World Motorcycle Tours, this epic motorcycle journey covering Australia's southeast will be a ride to remember. With a 15-day tour leaving Sydney, riding around New South Wales, Victoria and the nation's capital ACT, this is definitely a trip that's going to leave you with some lasting memories. I've already booked my spot on the tour, which is around 3,600 kilometres in total. So come along and ride with us on what will be an amazing trip. Leading the ride will be David Rees, who has been riding for over 50 years, and his passion for motorcycling led him to create Ride the World Motorcycle Tours with Walter Nan back in 2019. Also heading over from Canada to join the ride will be JD, the founder of Freedom Bike Tours. With years of experience in tourism and hospitality, JD knows all about organising not only a great ride, but also what makes riders tick, which is one of the reasons he kicked off Freedom Bike Tours, which, as he states, is a cage-free experience that offers fully escorted and turnkey riding experiences around the world. Now, it's been over 25 years since JD was last in Australia, which is why he thought he'd head back down and organise the tour, which he's referring to as Throttle Therapy Down Under. Now, it all kicks off the first day with a Sydney Bridge climb before jumping on the bikes the following morning and starting the epic ride through the heart of southeast of Australia. Visit national parks and famous townships like Kiama, Eden, Phillip Island and Bells Beach, just to name a few. Ride the Great Ocean Road, tracing Victoria's shipwrecked coast, which also includes a joy flight in a helicopter over the 12 Apostles. For the history buffs, there's also a visit to Sovereign Hill, where you can trace Australia's goldfields history. Or what about a cruise down the Murray River aboard an historic paddle wheel boat? There's even a stop in the famous town of Glenrowan, where you can learn more about the infamous bushranger Ned Kelly, who had a beard almost as good as mine. The ride will also take you through Kooryong, where you can immerse yourself in the folklore of the man from Snowy River. Or what about a ride around the famous Mount Panorama racetrack in Bathurst? Now, these are just some of the highlights included in the 15-day tour, which includes motorcycle rental of either a Harley Davidson or BMW, 15 nights accommodation, 20 meals, fuel, park fees, attraction fees, excursion fees, guides, support, vehicle and transfers from Sydney Airport. Not included in the tour price is your airfare and travel insurance. Also bear in mind that it's not only open to overseas visitors. The tour is also available for anyone living here in Australia. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken with riders here down under to learn that they have never even ridden the Great Ocean Road, let alone visited some of the places planned on the trip. So if you're living here in Australia and like to join the tour, make sure you don't miss out, and you can even take your own bike if preferred. So how do you secure your spot on the tour? Well, that's simple. First, book your ride with either Freedom Bike Tours or Ride the World Motorcycle Tours using their online reservations form. You'll then be contacted after submitting the form for the payment of the deposit. The next step is to confirm the motorcycle you'd like to ride, which, as mentioned before, is either a HD touring model or a BMW GS. But book early to ensure your preferred model is available. And whether you're coming from overseas or interstate, the final stage is to make your way to Sydney, where it all kicks off on November the 15th, 2025. It's such a good trip, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'll be joining the 2-week adventure as well. So if this is something you'd be interested in, be quick and book your spot. For more information on availability and pricing, contact David at Ride the World Motorcycle Tours via the email below.